Well, it's this Saturday at 1 o'clock, and it's actually going to be a double duel with Lindenwood and the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Okay. Let's talk about Lindenwood first, because a lot of people know Lindenwood from our old days in the Heart of America Conference, way before we had a swim program. What's their swim program like?
Well, I will tell you that their swim program is vastly improved over the course of the last probably 2 years, and that has everything to do with their coaching staff change. Jason Owen is the head coach there. He was a full-time assistant at Drury University for, I believe, 6 years, and he was a 4-year All-American for them.
And Drury's got a great program,
absolutely.
Obviously. Yeah.
So I do have the utmost respect for Jason. He's actually one of the coaches that I really do enjoy talking to, because I know that he knows what he's doing.
Right.
He respects me. We have a good conversation. So it's a good opponent to go up against this early in the year.
How long has he been there?
He's actually in his third year as the head coach. Yep.
Okay. What about St. Louis? How are they going to be?
They are in their very first year.
Okay.
So I know exactly kind of what it feels like to be in Tomas's situation, but the head coach, Tomas Kuzvard, actually was a 4-year All-American at Drury as well.
Okay.
So they are going to be tough. I will tell you that they have probably 4 superior level swimmers on their team in their first year,
right,
on the men, specifically on the men's side. So those guys are going to be very tough, but they do not have the depth at all right now to match up against us, in my opinion.
Okay. What's the advantage of swimming at home?
Well, for us, we have a 25-meter pool, which is, I'd say, drastically different from the majority of the country. I prefer the meters as far as training goes. Basically, 25 meters is 7 feet longer than 25 yards, so every single time we do a length of the pool, we're swimming longer than our opponents. Then obviously when we're in the middle of training and we go and race in a yard pool, the pool is shorter, our team feels faster, so we have a little bit of an advantage there. And then at the same time, when other teams come into our pool, it's 7 feet longer than what they're used to, and it kind of throws them off their game a little bit. So, but a lot of the international swimmers, that they're 100% accustomed to 25 meters, so it's almost kind of their element, so it doesn't really come into play with them.
When you get into those different pools, does that affect the turns? I mean, do they have to tell me about how that works?
Absolutely. I mean, when we go to a yard pool, the majority of warm up is spent getting used to the walls, getting used to it coming up quicker. In practice every day, you get into a routine, you your number of strokes, and all of a sudden when your number of strokes is slightly less, it could be you could end up turning like a half stroke early or a half stroke too late, like and jam the wall or kind of be too far away. So you really do need to take advantage of warm up and get used to those walls, and at the same time our opponents have to try to do that when they come into our place.
Fans coming in, tell them what they'll expect when they come to see the meet.
Well, they're going to see a lot of fast racing. I mean, Lindenwood, their women were 18th in the country last year, their men were 10th. They had 4 girls at nationals and 6 guys. We're on the verge of having swimmers at nationals, so we're going to be trying to challenge them and race them in as many areas as we can. Like I said, UMSL is going to have a few really quick guys, so overall there should be some solid racing, and it's going to be exciting right from the very first event, the 200 medley relay, and then going into the 800 free. We actually had a freshman guy break our maybe center pool record at our inter-squad meet, and since we had officials there, we're counting it. So, but Lindenwood had 2 guys that made nationals in the 1,000, which is the yard equivalent of the 800. So, and our guys swimming it, so that could end up being one of the most competitive races. That'll be the 3rd overall heat of the day. So, but top to bottom, there's going to be a lot of good racing. We'll see what happens.